Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. You're watching The Mixed Millennial, and today we're going to be making some party apps. Alright, let's get focused here guys. It takes a lot to make these videos, so please bear with me. Gotta get my drink in. Anyways, we're going to get started with some bruschetta. Drunken bruschetta, that is. It's my take on bruschetta. I start out with some arugula. I love to pour, any generous offering of any olive oil. You pick what you like. I tend to go for more softer flavors like basil or garlic infused olive oil. Then we're going to salt and pepper generously again. Mash that all up together. And then we're going to start slicing some tomatoes. I like to go for a medley of tomatoes. You can choose Roma tomatoes. And then I also like to do some fresh basil. Now with basil, I like to roll and then chop. That usually solidifies the flavor. And then you're just going to mix this right in with your tomatoes, your garlic, some salt and pepper, some olive oil. And then using a microplane or however you chop your garlic, you're going to go ahead and put a little bit of garlic in there just to have a little bite. All right, we're going to mix that all up, set it to the side. Now let's get plating with our arugula. With that, I like to kind of, get a little fancy, especially if you are having people coming over. This is a dinner party and you're presenting. And then I like to put a little balsamic glaze on there. Now on to the ricotta. I use a rosemary infused bread. You can find this at your local grocery store, at Wegmans is a great place. And then I'm just going to use a spoon to smoothly slide on the ricotta. You're going to do this to each piece, put on your tomatoes, and plate it on top of your arugula. Lastly, you're going to add some balsamic glaze. Now again, don't have to get all fancy like me, but I do like to, make a plate pretty. Pretty plates are best. Then I'm going to toss on some Parmesan Romano, I never can pronounce it because I'm not Italian, cheese, Parmesan cheese. And then I'm going to follow it with some sun-dried feta cheese. It's my favorite. Then use again your olive oil. I'm using a basil olive oil. And there you have it, drunken bruschetta. Yum. See, that wasn't so bad, was it? All right, on to party app number 2. We have our blackened shrimp, cucumber, avocado bites. So we're gonna start with the shrimp. I like to use the black tiger shrimp. They're bigger, they're just more tastier to me, sweeter, but you're just gonna cut them in half because we're gonna place them on top of our cucumbers. Next, you're gonna come in with your blackened seasonings. So I have a chili powder, a Creole, and a garlic herb. So you're just gonna generously toss those on top. Mix that up pretty good. All right, mix it. All right, so while that's cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and make a quick little guac. This is not gonna call for any tomatoes or onions. It's just gonna be your avocado by itself. Let's slice it up. Actually, I used to work at a Mexican restaurant, so I like to think that I'm an expert at cutting avocados, but please, feel free to cut it however you feel and that works best for you. So then we're just gonna top that into our bowl. We're gonna get cutting on our lime. This lime you're actually gonna use it twice. We're gonna squeeze it in with the avocado, and then we're also gonna add some salt and pepper. We're gonna mash that on up, and then eventually we're gonna set it to the side, and then we're gonna get started on our cucumbers. Had to go check on the shrimp, make sure I don't burn it. All right, so once you get a good consistency going with your guac, I like to mash it, quite a little while. You're gonna come back in with your cucumbers. These are already pre-sliced, and I'm just gonna use the guacamole as a binding mechanism between the cucumber and the shrimp. It's gonna hold it in place, and it's gonna look really pretty. So I got my shrimp. They're nice and well cooked, and I'm gonna go ahead and start placing them and plating them. Nothing, too difficult. Just mash it right on top of there. And then I'm gonna follow up with some aioli. I use a lemon aioli. You can use whatever aioli you like. If you like to make it, I'm sure there's some recipes out there. I'm not that great at making it, so I like to always purchase it from a local market. And then I like to follow in with a little bit of color. I use cayenne pepper. You could use paprika, whatever you feel is best. And then, of course, the little lime design. Puts a little bit of lime on the plates. And there you have it, guys. Some yummy bites. All right, we're coming into our last and final appetizer, which is going to be the prosciutto chorizo stuffed mushrooms. Normally I use seafood, so this is actually a new take for me as well. You're going to start with a yellow onion. Now I like yellow onion, you can use whatever onion you like, and you're just going to chop it up, you know, and then you get some washed mushrooms. Now to de-stem the mushrooms, all you're going to do is just hold the stem with your thumb, press it, and we're actually going to use the stem, chop it up, and put it in with our onions. All right, we're coming back in with the salt and a little bit of pepper. And then we're going to actually chop a shallot. This component will add in, you know, a little bit of extra flavoring. It's great for sautéing. And next we're coming in with the meats. I use prosciutto, and I also use a chorizo deli meat. It's very, very good, strong in flavor, and very, very subtle heat. So we're just going to chop that up. Same with the chorizo. I like to, you know, give it a little roll, give it a little fresh chop, rough chop, nothing too finely chopped, you know. You don't want to lose any flavoring. So now we're going to take our mushroom and onion mix, and we're going to start sautéing. In a pan, a little bit of olive oil, nothing too much, on medium heat. And I use chicken broth. White wine is great to use as a binding mechanism, and it helps when you're going to add in your breadcrumbs. I just don't have any white wine on hand, would be nice. And then we're going to actually toss in the meats. Now, I don't want to cook the meats too long, which is why we're going to keep the heat a little bit at the medium level. You know, you cook the meats too long, they might not taste as well. And then we're just going to toss in our yummy breadcrumbs. You can use Italian breadcrumbs. I use whole wheat. And then cheeses. This is Parmesan cheese. We're going to add more cheese in when we're going to bake the mushrooms, but for now, this is your component. This is your stuffing. Your stuffing stuff. All right, so we got our caps. We cleaned our caps out. I'm going to actually show you how to make some extra room. So I have a lot of stuffing for just 4 mushrooms. So I'm actually going to dig out some more room. And you do it like so. So now we're going to get stuffing. All right. This part, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You take your stuffing, put it on your mushroom caps. All right, so once you have them all nice and full, I went ahead and made a garlic, olive oil, Italian, and Parmesan like mix, because I'm gonna put that over top so it can not dry out. Mushrooms also absorb a lot of moisture, so it's great to have, you know, so they don't get dry. And the same, I'm gonna come back in with some white cheddar and Parmesan cheese. I just love cheese. Who doesn't love cheese? So yummy. Alright, and we're going to come back again with a little bit of oil. I have a heavy hand when it comes to butter and oil. Alright, and there you have it. Stuffed mushrooms, a little bit of parsley and Parmesan cheese. Delish. Alright guys, so that's everything. Bruschetta, the mushrooms, and the lovely cucumber bites with the avocado and shrimp. And we have some special guests here. Thanks to my lovely team. You guys are awesome. All right, everyone. Well, I hope you enjoy. We sure will. This is our dinner. Thank you for watching. Catch you guys next time.